Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host Sandman. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Bare Bones Bone Casket with 6 bone dimple picks. Let's get into it. First off, before I do this review, Sandman, what do you know about dimple picks? Why should we take your advice? Why is this the best dimple pick set for under $100? You know, that's what the trolls are saying in the comments. Let's give you some point of reference and some context. My very first dimple pick set purchased in 2017 from Germany. The Spooks dimple pick set made of unobtainium apparently retails for like 150, I don't know, some messed up currency, and made with nuclear fallout shelter material, and this whole thing is just oozing with radiation, and they're all just resold picks. I put some type of handles on them. I don't know. I was terrible at picking dimple locks back then. This was before I became a brown belt in the Reddit karate belt system and I started slaying multi-locks. I just had no luck with this, but this was the best dimple pick set that you could buy on the market. That was the best that you could buy. Then the popular thing came out there. Everybody was like, oh, Sandman, you gotta buy sparrows. You gotta get the black flag. And I bought it and it was gobbledygook. It was absolutely garbage. This is the worst dimple pick set I have. This would be the last one I would ever pick. You guys have those friends when you're like, if I ever got into a fight, I would definitely go with, this guy or this guy to have my back. But you have that one friend that you're like, you know what? I wouldn't call that guy if my life depended on it. This is that guy. I definitely would not call this if my life depended on it. It has 7 picks for retailing just under $80. If you bend or break one of these, guess what? You get to buy a whole new set, and the picks are super bendy. They're all bendy and flexy, and that's not good. You want stiff when you're dealing with dimple locks. And then it has a whole unique variety selection of Chinese gobbledygook turning tools. Not a fan of it. Some people absolutely love it, and they are not very good at picking dimple locks. So let's move on. The next set that I bought was the Honest Dongxi. The Honest Dongxi, I don't remember what this retailed for, but I actually know the manufacturer of this set. And he goes, Sandman, he goes, let me be honest. He's like, please don't tell anybody my real name. Also, he was like, dimple picks in China are made for dimple locks in China. They're not made for all the high security stuff. He goes, they're made for the Chinese market, in my defense. That's what he told me. Super nice guy, super honest Dongxi. The next dimple pick set that I purchased was the Huck dimple pick set. And these are very popular in North America because North American lockpickers, locksporters love customizing these things for high security locks. That's all they are good for. For instance, I took this blue number 4 and I customized the tip here. You can see the tip is super tiny. I customized that for picking a Primus lock, and I still ended up using something else. But these are really comfortable handles. You get a lot for like $35, and they're great for customizing, for making your own tools. But that's all they're good for. Nobody's really picking a whole lot of multi-lock with these things. It's not a super popular thing. What are people using? People are using Multipick. People are using Multipick. This is the Rolls Royce of dimple picks. But in all of its perfection and its glory, this is a $200 and up. 200 euros actually. So we're looking at a little bit more on that exchange rate. And that's when it had 10 picks. Now they have number 11 and they just came out with number 12. I need to get number 12 here. So this is the Rolls Royce. Not everybody can afford a Rolls Royce. It's just the way the world turns. I didn't make the rules. I didn't invent capitalism. Don't get mad at Sandman. And then Lock Noob and all of the super intelligent people of the locksport world were like, hey, hold my beer. We're going to take something that's perfect and we're going to make it even more perfecter. And we're going to come out with these Lock Noob Community Edition dimple pick sets. And these are just 6 dimple picks, but they are the most used ones out of the community that helped design this. And this is 150 euros, which I think is the creme de la creme. And that's wonderful too, but not everybody can afford to drive a Corvette to school. So then Sandman was like, well, I'm a big Tim. I have a credit card. I make life regrets. I'm going to build my own custom dimple pick set. So I bought 14 of these. I still have some extra that didn't go in here, but I bought 14 of the individual community edition Dimple picks, and then I put my favorite, most used, whatever, and then I've got stuff. Anyways, this is mine. This is north of 200 euros. This is probably closer to 250 euros. Moving on. So what is the point, Sandman? We get your point. You own all the Dimple picks. What is the point? My point is this. There is no better Dimple pick set on the market sub $100 right now as of April 2024. I had to look at a calendar there. April 2024, there is no Dimple pick set better than this set sub $100. Not all of us can drive a Ferrari to school. Some of us need to have a work truck, and that's what these are. I think these are the best Dimple picks money can buy under $100. I stand by that. Show me in the comments. Tell me in the comments why I am wrong, and I'll be happy to go purchase whatever gobbledygook clom blah 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 and make a rebuttal. But there's no need to. There's nothing else better on the market, and let's talk about why that is. So we have the bone casket with 6 bone Dimple picks. Let me tell you something. This bad boy retails for $71 USD. I thought that was 71 Australian and that it would come out to 43 USD. And I was like, holy smokes. And then I realized that old Sandman doesn't really know how to use the internet because I'm 40 years old this year. So I would highly recommend all of you, depending on where you are, Hawaii, Australia, UK, Germany, Canada, to just go to your shopping cart and select the desired conversion of your money, and then everything will just make more sense across the website. I've given up trying to figure out things internationally speaking. Let's just know that this thing is $71 USD before taxes and before shipping, and understand it's coming from Australia, so you're looking at about $20 shipping, and this is still the cheapest, best, least expensive Dimple pick set on the market, even with the taxes and with the shipping. Moving forward, our 6 Dimple pick set has both small and medium flags. White is left facing and black is right facing, and includes the left-right curved Dimple picks as the expanded kit. Each flag is full tang, so the feedback is excellent. Each pick weighs about 25 grams, so quite noticeable weight difference to anything else available. The metal is an alloy of iron, chrome, manganese, so is very hard and stiff. There is no give or flex, all feedback. First off, let's just talk about that. That is absolutely correct. These are the stiffest Dimple picks on the market that I'm aware of. These, I don't see anybody bending these or breaking these. If you're doing that, you're using them incorrectly. You want these to be stiff because you want the feedback to transmit from the tip to your middle finger or into the palm, depending on which school of thought you're in. I'm in the school of thought that the feedback will transmit into the finger, but I do not want these picks to flex. I don't want them to flex like the Sparrows Black Flags do. Those suck. They are garbage. These are high quality. These are very good steel. I love these. That alloy that they decided to go with, that iron chrome manganese alloy that they're using for these is fantastic. It's perfect. And here's why. When you are picking a multi-lock 7x7 Dimple lock and you're on that 7th pin, you are really putting a lot of stress at the base of the shank. And if you have something that is not up to par, you are going to find out very quickly when you're trying to set that it's base. Those 7x7s are all going to have spool pins. So, you're fighting the tensioning hand, you're fighting the spool, you're fighting the fact that it's on the 7th pin and the very back of the lock. You want high quality Dimple picks, my friend. You get the bone case, This guy right here. I like this. I like the simplicity of it. I like that they have their logo on it. I don't feel like Dimple picks need to be in a fancy case. I think this is a wonderful case for what it is. They all fit in here perfectly. Wonderful case. You get the bone casket case, small flag in both left and right, small flag right here. You get the medium flag in both left and right, and you get the curved flag in both left and right facing, and with 6 tension bars of various sizes, thicknesses to round out the kit. So we have 4 Z bars here. We have a Z wrench, which is a double-ended piano wire style tension wrench, which can be used for North American or European pin tumbler design locks. But I love that they threw it into this Dimple lockpick set because I enjoy using modern and traditional turning tools with my dimple picks because it opens up more of the keyway for the tip of my tool. And then we have a ginormous honking huge one for those really large Chinese sized dimple locks. Firstly, I should thank Logic. Oh man, wow. Sorry, I'm coming over cold. Firstly, I should thank Logic, black belt lock sporter, and owner of Australasian Pickers, who did all of the initial product testing and therefore very instrumental in the development of the bone flags. I would make some amendments and send him the next updated version. He would then review and send back a video of his findings. This process repeated many times until the basic kit was ready to release. He later completed a few reviews mentioning some of the pros and cons on his YouTube channel. The bone flags are full tang. Full tang. Wow. Full tang. I love that. So the metal obviously goes from tip to end here. Wonderful. I absolutely love that they did that. Bone flags are full tang and made from an alloy of iron, chrome, manganese. This alloy is ideal for dimple picks that it is a minimal flex, which results in maximum feedback. They are noticeably heavier than other aluminum handled versions of approximately 25 grams each, which feels better in hand in my honest opinion. The handle is designed for both pencil and pincer grips. So you can hold it like this, or you could hold it like this. Either way, which feels okay. The angled facet provides both a finger placement and assistance with indexing the flag's rotation. Indexing is very important. That's what I loved about the updated multi-pick tools is they provide an indexing mark on them. I have rat yoke dimple picks. I don't even have them here for this review, but the indexing is important. I need to know where this flag is in the keyway. So if I'm picking with this right-handed flag, the skull is up on top. I know exactly where this guy is. If this is in here, I need to know where that flag is. That's what indexing means. The bone flags would mostly suit a new dimple picker who is looking for a lower cost entry point. This comes with two main caveats: no replaceable tip and a wider shank, 1.3 millimeters, compared to Multipick G Pro common profiles, which is 1.1 millimeter and 1.2 millimeters. So why have a wider stem diameter of 1.3 millimeters? Basically, the follow-up testing found many new dimple pickers were breaking the narrower versions pretty quickly. This isn't uncommon for Multipick G Pro users either, but it's a big problem when the tips are not replaceable. Our calculations showed increasing the diameter from 1.1 millimeter or 3.8 millimeters squared to 1.3 millimeters or 5.3 millimeters square would add 40% to the cross-section surface area of the stem. Boom, science, folks. This diameter was chosen as it covered approximately 85% of the dimple locks commonly available. Any user can, of course, narrow down the stem if they so desired. So end result was an increase in the product's durability at the expense of a reduced lock range was the best solution. The bone flags can then be a good entry point into dimple locks and further complement to the Multipick G Pro set where narrow replaceable stems are needed. I love that. I love that they basically saw a gap in the product that is available on the market. They said, we have this gap, this entry point that doesn't start until 100 euros by the best makers in the world. How can we fill that gap? And what do new pickers really need? They need small, medium, large. They need to experiment with curved, and they need it to be bomb-proof. They need it to be thick. They need to be stout. They need to be full tang so they can get all the feedback and vibration. They need indexing. They need color-coded. They need a variety of turning tools, and they need to throw it into a case so they can travel with it or just keep it so they don't lose a piece of it. I love that. I love that they did this, and I think that they hit I think they hit the nail on the head with this one. This is a perfect dimple pick set. And I think it's everything that you need for under $100. If you are of the mind that you want a more complete dimple pick set, you know where you can go. We've already discussed that. But we have to have tiers for this. So let's talk about that. So we have little Timmy, Timothy, Tim, and Big Tim. Little Timmy can only spend $25. And there is a 4-piece set for you. It has the smaller flags and the larger flags, but it doesn't have the medium flags, but it doesn't have these extra large flags right there. So I don't know if that falls into the little Timmy price range, but I think it's closer to the Timothy. But this falls right around the Tim the contractor, Tim the toolman tailor, Tim the professional locksmith who needs some dimple picks just to get him started so he can go work for a living. That's what he is. Big Tim is the collector. That is moi. That is me. I am Big Tim and I spend too much money on this stuff. It is what it is. But I think that this is perfectly appropriately priced for all of the Tims in the world. And I do think that little Timmy should save up and buy the 4-piece or the 6-piece. Whether you should save it for the 6-piece or not, that's personal preference. It just depends on where you're located. If you're picking a lot of Chinese locks and locks that are made in Mexico, I was just in Mexico recently and I was able to get a bunch of dimple locks, and they have some pretty thick, wide open keyways with some pretty crazy wardings. I think these would be the tools that I would go with right here. But if you are more into the UK, European style dimple locks or dimple locks made from Israel, you're going to be just fine with the 4-piece set, in my opinion. We've talked about the handles. These things have a really nice polish on them. I don't know if the images of this video will do these justice, but these are not rough to the touch. They're not sharp like the other lower sub $100 pick sets are. These things are super nice. These honestly look, fit, and feel and perform just like multi-pick tools. So the polish is there, the quality control is there. We have a decent variety in here. That lends us to believe that this is a best of the best, high quality, high functionality, transparency, tier 1 dimple lockpick set. There are so few sets in the world that are dimple lockpick sets that cater to dimple locks that are tier 1. Very few, very few. I would have to say that the Multipick are tier 1. I think they're the Rolls Royce. I think they're the best of the best. I think Spooks is tier 1 as well, but it's scratching at the surface to be tier 1, and I think everything else is just tier 2. This is tier 1. This is the way to go if all you have is $100. That's the way to go. So I don't have anything else to add to this review. I don't think I need to pick any dimple locks for this. I'd rather save that for a future time. Let me know in the comments down below. Sandman, are you wrong? Sandman, you're wrong. You didn't buy that one dimple pick set that I recommended in your last video, Sandman. Why aren't you listening to me? Why aren't you listening to me? I'm telling you. Hold on. Hold on. I'm telling you, I own everything. I have it all. I have every lockpick set in the world except for like 2, and it's just because I'm working my way up to them. It's just Chinese garbage to add to my collection for dick measuring purposes so I can tell you all I was right. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, comfort, usage of tools is always going to be subjective, but the quality and the craftsmanship, the attention to detail and the functionality of these tools is doesn't have to be subjective. It is absolutely objective, and there's nothing else on the market sub $100 that even comes close to competing with these tools. That's my take on it. I give this tool set 5 Primus locks. That's what I do. 5 Optimus Primus locks. 5 Optimus Primes. That's what I give it. 5 stars. That's the way it is, folks. I don't know how to end this. I'm just kidding. So let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this pick set? Is there a better set for under $100? I would like to know. I would really like to know. I don't think there is. In fact, Multipick has a €98 dimple pick set, and I think it's wonderful, but in USD, that's above $100. So even that is not sub $100, and that's their cheapest dimple pick set. This is the best set for under $100. I don't know where else to go with this. In the future, moving forward, I really like the ecosystem that Bare Bones has. I love all of their picks. If you are a fan of gym hook profiles, I'm going to be doing a lot of reviews moving forward on the gym hooks. I love gym hook profiles. It's my favorite. I don't know why. I'm just a nerd on the gym hooks. But Bare Bones has those things figured out. They got them mastered. They have the finger bones, the 3 fingers, the gym bones. They have all the bones, every bone in the body, all 214 bones in the human body. They have them covered, and we're going to be talking about those in the future. You really do have an entire ecosystem of tools there. People that are in Australia are spoiled by the lockpick manufacturers in Australia. Just absolutely spoiled. I am jealous of them. Super jealous. I wish I was in Australia, living in the land down under. Okay, we're done. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, I'm not rich, I'm irresponsible, and I'm just a businessman blessed with many friends. I'll catch you guys next time.
Mr. Sandman.